Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back once again with another new video. My name is Darnell Mealing, and today I will be talking about today's topic, what I like about Cincinnati and what I don't like about Cincinnati. So I just want to cut straight to the chase and just move forward. Now, first off, I will start off by me saying this. When I was young growing up, what I did not like about Cincinnati was this city was too conservative, too boring. We always get overlooked. But the thing about it is, the only time Cincinnati was kind of popular is because of our pro sports teams. Like, for instance, like the Cincinnati Reds, Major League Baseball team, Cincinnati Bengals, NFL pro football team. And the reason why I don't like Cincinnati Reds all like that, like I used to, because they corny and they garbage. Most teams they play against, they always losing. Same way with the Cincinnati Bengals. Every time they play most teams, they always stay losing. They have their wins, they have their losses, but they have more losses than they wins. Same thing with the Cincinnati Reds. They have more losses than the wins. But I realized something. I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio all my life. I was born as a Ohioan. I was born here as a Cincinnatian. And I always thought for the most part that, wait a minute. I had to sit there and just let it marinate for a minute. Like, wait a minute. Why is it that Houston get all the biggest shout outs as a popular city? Why does New Orleans get all the biggest shout outs? Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, then you got San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit, New York. I think I said Atlanta. They get the most biggest shout outs ever. You got musicians like R&B singers, rap artists be shouting out those cities in their songs, but they don't never mention Cincinnati in their songs. For another prime example, he go by a name of David Banner. He's a Mississippi rapper from Jackson. And when he did his album called Mississippi the Album, and if you listen to his album on YouTube, whenever y'all get a chance to, go to YouTube and look up David Banner, Mississippi the Album. It's the first intro. This album right here is dedicated to all you motherfuckers don't ever scream on y'all songs, nigga. He talking about Mississippi, where he come from. And I understand where he coming from. That's why I'm his #1 fan, David Banner. He got that angry face on his album cover, as you see here. And I feel his pain. Like, by me being from Cincinnati, Ohio, like, damn, y'all ain't gonna shout out Cincinnati in one of y'all songs? Damn, y'all just think to yourself like, okay, F Cincinnati or F Mississippi. Now, every city I just named, like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Detroit, Houston, Dallas, New Orleans, Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, did I say LA, Oakland, San Francisco, Dallas. I said New Orleans and Houston, did I? Okay, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, they get all the shout outs. Cleveland get all the shout outs. Cincinnati, none. Mississippi, Alabama, no shout outs. We always get overlooked. And then another thing I realized that I don't like about Cincinnati, this city is so boring. Even when I was young growing up, Cincinnati was so boring. Yeah, it was don't get me wrong, it was some stuff to do, but sometimes it just be boring. When I was young growing up here in the city, all the way up to now, we ain't never had no R&B singers that are famous, blowing up and putting Cincinnati on the map and stuff like that, making hit records. Like, look at Mary J. Blige. She's from New York. Look all the hit records she made. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, they from LA. Look all the hit records they done made. From Tupac Shakur to Jill Levert to Keith Sweat to SWV, Notorious B.I.G., E40, Spice One, Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, they from Houston. Spice One, E40, they from Oakland, Vallejo, California. Look all the hit records they done made back then. Bone Thugs and Harmony, look all the hit records they made, and they from Cleveland. We don't have artists here in Cincinnati that be making hit records like that. Because for one, Cincinnati is not no major city. Cincinnati is a small city. Just in case y'all know that. And for ones that out there that did not know this, I'll be the first to tell you this. Cincinnati is not no major city. Just to let y'all know that, just to be clear. This is a small town. If you think I'm lying, go to Google Maps. Go to Google Maps on your phone. Pull up Cincinnati, Ohio. Look at the map of our city. It's small. And I'm going to tell y'all this too. Our Cincinnati, Ohio population is 311,097 people. But every time we have the jazz festival, every time we have concerts here, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking like far as nowadays, our downtown Cincinnati metro area, you know, be like, actually, it's 2.265 million residents. That's in a Cincinnati downtown metro area. Every time we have like the Blink of Cincinnati, whenever y'all get a chance to go to that YouTube channel, it's called Blink of Cincinnati. Every time we have any type of events in Cincinnati, the downtown metro area be so packed with 2.265 million residents. And you got out-of-towners be coming here too just to visit and have a good time. See, I'm going to take y'all further back. See, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, early 2000s, Cincinnati is so conservative at the time, even to this day. We weren't allowed to have gambling casinos. That was other cities and other states. We weren't allowed to have no gambling casinos. But why wait till all these years later? Now we got a gambling casino now. It's called the Hard Rock Cafe Casino, Cincinnati. I need y'all to look that up on Google. Because 10 years ago, it was called Horseshoe Casino, but they changed it into Hard Rock Casino. And same thing go with adult sex stores. I'm quite sure y'all heard of Hustler Hollywood. They be selling lingerie and sex toys and stuff like that. Cincinnati wouldn't even allow that stuff here at that time. You have to go to like major cities to like, you know, venture out and go to places like that. Every time you go to a shopping mall trying to find some exclusive wear like shoes, clothes, I guarantee you ain't gonna find nothing. Out of town cities, major cities, you'll find hella stuff. I guarantee you. Now, all these years later, now we got a Hustler Hollywood lingerie sex shop here. We got 2 stores here in the downtown Cincinnati area. So the first location of the Hustler Hollywood store is located 18 East 7th Street, downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Then we got another second store, Hustler Hollywood, 411 M Street, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's like right around the corner. But there's one problem. We don't have no strip clubs here. Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, LA, Las Vegas, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, especially Miami, New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, they known for strip clubs. St. Louis, Detroit, Cleveland got strip clubs. Here in Cincinnati, we don't have no strip clubs here. You got to go far out of Cincinnati to go to places like that. But actually, here in the city, we don't have stuff like that. And it's like, damn, every major city get all the shout outs. They get all the props. But Cincinnati don't get no shout out. Mississippi don't never get no shout out. This is why I be feeling bad to a point where like, it just made me feel like, damn, why am I born here? But sometimes I don't want to think like that, you know. But I will going to say this, though. The reason why I did my research, the reason why Cincinnati is not no major city like everybody said it is, which is pretty much not. Our city seems like it's big, but it's not no major city. If this was a major city, we would have had rap artists blown up out of here. We would have had famous R&B singers blown up out of here, making hit records, putting Cincinnati on the map. We would have had gangster rappers from here. And you know what's crazy? We have gangs here, but Cincinnati gangs is not as treacherous like the LA and Chicago and Houston gangs, Dallas, Atlanta, and Miami gangs in New York, St. Louis, and Detroit, Philadelphia and DC, and Jersey and Philly and Boston. They got the most treacherous gangs. Cincinnati is not no tough wannabe tough city. Cincinnati always trying to fake want to be like these major cities, but can't never be like one. Every time you trying to get a success here, or every time you try, we got music studios here, but nothing to compare to no out of town music studios where you can make hit records, where your songs can be played on the radio, because the radio stations we got here, you know, like 101.1 The Wiz, you know, and Mojo 100.3. All they do is play the same old songs every single day over again, the same old songs. 5 minutes later, every time they do commercial breaks, they keep playing the same old repeated songs. Now, if you go down to Atlanta or any other out of town city, like a major city, they play new different songs you ain't never heard of in a day in your life every single day, because they got artists that they known for, artists, different ones is blowing up out of nowhere and making different new songs that you can easily jam to. Cincinnati don't do that here. Just to let y'all know that. Because this is not no major city. Now, I'm going to tell y'all straight up like this. Now, as far as Miami population, their population, I Googled their population on Google. Miami population, Miami, Florida. It says 455,924 people. I was like, wait a minute, this can't be right. I thought Miami should have been in the millions, because people be traveling down there as their vacation spot. Like 455,924. There's no way. That can't be right. So something was telling me, like, you know what? Let me pull up Atlanta population. 510,823. Like, wait a minute, this can't be right either. Because I've been hearing stories about Atlanta, Georgia is overpopulated. And then I pulled up another city, Dallas, Texas, population. 1.303 million. I was like, whoa, that sounds about right. Houston, population. Houston, Texas. 2.314 million. Like, whoa. Because those are major cities. Let me continue on. Philadelphia population. 1.551 million people. New York population. Stupid ridiculous. 8.258 million. Should I continue? Los Angeles, California population. 3.821 million. Chicago population, 2.664 million. Now, I'm quite sure that I don't know Washington, D.C.'s population, and I'm not quite sure what's the population for Detroit. I don't know if Detroit is in the 600,000 or 700,000s. I don't know. But those are major cities. And speaking of Detroit, you got Eminem, Royce the 5'9", D12, Dej Loaf. You got a lot of rappers coming out of there making hit records. Y'all know who P.D. Pablo is, right? He came out with a hit song. It's called North Carolina, Come On and Raise Up. Take your shirt off, twist it around your hand, spin it like a helicopter. He made that hit song when I was 15, 16 years old. I was a teenager at the time. And it was off this album, Diary of a Sinner, First Entry. It's this album right here. When he made that hit song, I wasn't quite sure. Did it hit the #1 chart? Or was it #3 on the chart? I can't remember. But that was a hit record, though. And everybody was jamming to it. Even at the club, everybody was jamming to it. But I just noticed something. When I pulled up his lyrics, You know how he started off by saying, North Carolina, come on and raise up. He went from North Carolina, South Carolina, giving them a shout out. He didn't shout out every cities across America. He didn't shout out every city from New York City. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist around your head. Spin like a helicopter. Then he said, Jersey to Philly. This one's for you. Who? Us. Yes, sir. And then he said DC to Maryland. What else? He said Houston to Dallas. New Orleans. Come on and raise up. Like, wow. Then he said St. Louis. Come on and raise up. MIA. Come on and raise up. All the way to LA. Come on and raise up. This for you. Then he just kept going. Then he said, hi, Atlanta. Then he said, state of Virginia, come on and raise up. I was like, wow. Then he said, Chi-Town players, Las Vegas, Bay Area, come on and raise up. I was like, wow. And I just noticed something. He did not shout out Mississippi, Alabama. He did not shout out Ohio, Cincinnati, Cleveland, come on and raise up. He didn't even shout out San Diego. He didn't even shout out Kansas City. He didn't even shout out Gary, Indiana. None of that. He probably didn't shout out Detroit. But like I said, Ohio, we don't never get no shout out. Never. That was during a time when Cincinnati wasn't even on the map at the time. We was the only city always being overlooked. Just like Mississippi, Alabama always get overlooked. And that's when David Banner came out with that album, Mississippi, the album, with that angry look on his face. And I see it, and he just came out of nowhere like, this album is dedicated. If you listen to the first intro on that album, this album is dedicated to all the motherfuckers out there that don't never scream Mississippi on your songs, nigga. Place where your mama ran from. Place where your grandparents scared to come, motherfucker, if they ain't already here. I was like, dang, who is that? And I ended up buying the album, and I became his #1 fan. Since that time, he first came out with that album all the way up to now. Mississippi don't never get no shout out because think about it. Mississippi, they ain't got no pro sports teams like the NBA team, NFL team, no Major League Baseball. Mississippi ain't got none of those teams. They got college teams that you usually don't hear about, like Mississippi State and stuff like that. I do want to say this, even though I'm not trying to complain. I'm just only doing a YouTube vlog. But I just want to keep it real about me saying this. And I know it's going to trigger some people off. And I know some people going to finally understand where I'm coming from. I really hate Cincinnati. I really hate it here. But at the same time, I kind of like it here. Whatever your hidden talent is, you about to blow up with it. You ain't going to blow up here. You have to go somewhere elsewhere. Cincinnati always became so conservative. This city is ran by white folks. Cincinnati has never been no black entrepreneur city. Now that Cincinnati became popular now Cincinnati is on the map. Now we starting to get a little shout outs now. Why wait till all these years later for us to get all these shout outs? But at the same time, we still being overlooked. And I guess that's why they use the slang term nasty natty. We nasty like a piece of trash on the ground. We always get treated like trash. I'll be coming across like YouTube reels and stuff like that, like little short clips. And I'm quite sure they be doing like YouTube reels and stuff like that. How individuals be going inside stores, be doing video vlogs. I'm going to give you $1,000 cash. Or would you rather give it to somebody else? I'll give it to somebody else. Okay. Congratulations, you just won $10,000. Like what? See, they don't do stuff like that here in Cincinnati. Then you got different women be walking around. I watched this one video on YouTube, or was it Instagram? This one woman was walking around a Walmart grocery store, and she was going around. It's like any black man she sees. Hey, excuse me. I just want to tell you that you're way too handsome to be looking so angry. You value, I just want to tell you I love you. And then she be giving out roses to every black man. I was like, wow, this got to be in a different state because women don't do that stuff here in Cincinnati. Now, I'm quite sure we have like a game show here, like Ohio Lottery. Play the numbers, you win cash for it. But not like far as Wheel of Fortune or Hollywood Squares and, you know, like different game shows. They be televised on TV. We don't have that stuff here in Cincinnati. We never did and never will. And then happy to find out back in 2011, we were supposed to be getting an NBA team here. It's called the Cincinnati Clippers. But Los Angeles ended up keeping that team because, for one, it costs money. Two, I already know it ain't going to be successful because even if we had an NBA team, they would have been garbage. Way garbage than the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Reds. It's not meant for us to have an NBA team. That would be nice. It's just Cincinnati is too damn conservative. Excuse my language. They don't want us to have nothing here. Yes, we got different events here. Yes, there's plenty of stuff to do here that people usually don't tell you about. It's just, it is what it is. Cincinnati always going to be a shitty city. And then something else told me, like, let me go to Google and pull up a Houston skyline at night, a Dallas, Texas skyline at night. They skyscrapers at nighttime. Them buildings be so live. Them buildings be so beautiful at night. New York skyline, skyscrapers be so beautiful at night. Chicago, Dallas, Oakland, San Francisco, Detroit, Miami, and Atlanta. Oh my God. And don't get me wrong, our skyline here in Cincinnati, it be kind of all right with the Ohio River and the bridge going across Roebling Bridge and the Great American Tower and stuff like that. Even though that's the only building I like down there, downtown Cincinnati, but the other buildings, I just don't care for it. But our skyline ain't got nothing on these out-of-town major city skylines. It just be so lit at night, like, wow, it's so adorable. Las Vegas skyline at night, Seattle skyline at night be so beautiful. And the list goes on. And I always thought to myself that Cincinnati, where I'm from, I love it here, but at the same time, I hate it here. Yes, the city is always going to be conservative, very strict on things. And don't get me wrong, we kind of have gangs here, but they don't be out here like that, like these other major cities do. We don't have all these high crimes like other major cities do. Houston, Texas, they murders is way worse than our murders. Chicago is way worse. New York, every major city I just named, they got way more murders than us. Because you know why? Because there are major cities that's overpopulated. They got way more populations than us. Our homicides is like in the 80s and the 90s. That's it. We only got 97 homicides here in Cincinnati. That's it. Sometimes percentage go up. Sometimes percentage goes down. Like certain days go past. Like say if I'm tired of Cincinnati, I want to move somewhere elsewhere. It's going to be 10 times as bad to make me want to move back here. So if I have to, stay here for the rest of my life, and if in this boring conservative city, I'm going to just have to, so be it. We always going to continue to get overlooked. And it's like nobody cares about us. People here in the city don't care about each other. Every time you want to come successful and want to blow up, you ain't going to make it nowhere. Some people made it somewhere elsewhere, but anybody else? Some people move out of state. Some people end up moving back here because it wasn't cracked up what it seemed to be. It is what it is. Cincinnati always going to be shitty. Cincinnati always going to be nasty because you got some nasty people here with a nasty attitude. People don't uplift you here. People don't care about you here. It's like you're on your own. That's just the end of it. Until I came across, I went on Twitter. I came across these two pictures right here. I'm quite sure y'all know who this YouTuber is. He go by the name of Vlad TV. He had somebody did a Vlad TV mural. It was like a big old canvas with all them cities on there and stuff like that. It had Cleveland, San Francisco, Jacksonville, Philadelphia. It had all them cities on there. And I just noticed something like, wait a minute, Cincinnati ain't on there. Kansas City ain't on there. Where's San Diego at? Where's Memphis? Damn, Boston ain't even on there. Y'all could at least put Africa on there. Africa or Egypt somewhere. And then where's Mississippi at? Where's Birmingham, Alabama? Damn, y'all really bold for this. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all have at it. Louisville ain't even on there. Where's Gary, Indiana? Where's Indianapolis? Where's Milwaukee? I don't see Seattle on there. Where's Portland? Oklahoma City is not on there. Like, wow. And the list goes on. It's like everybody saying F Ohio, F Cincinnati, but it's cool. So I guess that's about it, man. My vlog for today. My what I like about Cincinnati and what I don't like about Cincinnati. Sometimes I like it here and sometimes I just don't. This is my vlog for today, and I'm signing off.